Hello, everybody, and welcome to the sixth edition of our Buffalo Bills podcast. Today, we will be discussing the Bills' great win against the Jets. I'd like to welcome my friend Adrian.
What's up, everyone?
Okay, so the Bills beat the Jets 32-6. We move above 500 to 6-5, and we essentially end the Jets season as they bench Zach Wilson now, and Tim Boyle will be their starting quarterback Friday against Miami. Who is your key player in this game, and why do you think the Bills played so well?
Um, so as you said, amazing win, and obviously puts the Jets season pretty much to bed. But overall, I think what really clicked for us today, overall, I think offense, as we all know, and the main man behind that is Joe Brady. We are finally free of Ken Dorsey terrorist ball, as I like to call it, and his crap play calling. No more. We have a young, talented, bright offensive mind in Joe Brady. And I thought he called a fantastic game. He got like everyone involved, except really Diggs. He kind of had a quiet game, but he got Shakir involved, Kincaid, even like some of our other running backs got involved. I think overall, just a solid offensive performance, and that's down to Joe Brady.
I agree. Some key stat lines in this game. James Cook, the terrorist James Cook, 73 yards over 17 carries, averaging about, a little around 4.3 yards per carry, which is pretty good overall for the game.
Yeah,
He had some good plays. No surprise, he does it after we get rid of the Ken Dorsey terrorist ball.
yeah.
Um, yeah, as you said, Shakir had 115 yards over and a touchdown, and obviously 80-yard run for a touchdown. Josh Allen, 275 yards total, three touchdowns. Our offense is back against what's supposed to be the best defense in the NFL.
One
Uh,
of them. Yeah.
one of them, yeah. For me, the biggest play of this game was really the first play of the game when the Jets turned it over and we were able to get the field goal a little later
Yeah.
because I think in order for the Jets to win this game, they'd have to get an early lead and like their defense would have to stop us from there by being able to get out to a quick lead. I think that just put the Jets out from behind the whole game, and we were able to build off that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Um, yeah, go ahead.
all right, yeah, yeah. So, for also yeah, as you said, our defense was able to keep the Jets the Jets guys down. Um, the only guy who really had an okay game was Brees Hall. He did have 50 yards of rushing and a touchdown. He also had 23 yards or 50 yards of receiving and a touchdown and 23 yards of rushing. Um, Overall though, we our offense was good, getting 393 total yards, and the Jets turned the ball over four times. Good job by the defense. Who was your key defensive player in this game?
Defensive. Well, let's talk about him. Rasul Douglas, who we traded for at the trade deadline. Uh, Everyone's wondering like how he was gonna fit into this team. Like, was he really gonna make that much of an impact? And yesterday, you saw that impact, and you could say Zach Wilson, if you want to say like crap Jets offense, but overall, two picks, a fumble recovery, and I think like a tackle for a loss or something. I think that's enough of an impact. I don't care who the opponent is. That's just a great game. I think overall he was the main player in that defense that disrupted all the Jets offense. And props to him and props to the GM for finding him because he's going to be a key guy going into the playoffs, I think.
I agree. Um, Good pickup right there. for me, I think the key to this game really was being able to stop Brees Hall on the running side of it because you knew Zach Wilson was incapable of throwing it. So the only way they could really gain yardage and get up the field was through Brees Hall. And we held him to 23 yards over 10 carries, averaging only 2.3 yards per carry, which is obviously very good. Good job by the defense there, because our defense also has occasionally struggled with allowing long runs. We were able to prevent any of that this game. Uh, Zach Wilson played like crap again. Who would you say? Who would you say was the key offensive player in this game?
Player, I mean, like I could be basic and say Josh Allen, but like because he was just that good. But I'll say, how about I'll just give some love to Khalil Shakir, I think, because he's not really been under that much scrutiny. That scrutiny has been under Gabe Davis, but I think that for him to take advantage of the lack of consistency of Gabe Davis and really step in and show why he has he can um he can contend for being the number two wide receiver. I think that it was just an overall great performance for him to show that. Like even without the 81-yard touchdown that he had, which was brilliant. Like he was getting involved in the game. He was making plays, and overall, I thought he just was a spark in this offense. Really happy to see that.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I'll probably go Allen just because I think he needed to have a rebound game and he did that. Okay,
Yeah.
now looking ahead for the Bills, the next three games are really going to define our season at this point. Next game we play the Eagles,
Mhm.
then we have the bye, then we play the Chiefs and then the Cowboys. In order for us to keep the season alive, what record do we have to play under those three games in order to have a chance at the playoffs?
Yeah. So as you said, like those three games, in my opinion, and just objective fact, those are the three. That's the hardest stretch of our schedule, I think, definitely. And I would have loved to have won the easier games, so we didn't put ourselves in this position like early in the season. But it's too late for that, and uh, it's a tough few games. I honestly think, if I'm being honest, we'll probably go 2-1 in that stretch. I think we'll pick up wins versus. Gosh, that's tough. We'll definitely
Cowboys.
beat. Yeah, we'll definitely beat Dallas. That's for sure. And
All we gotta go is 1-1 against the Chiefs and Eagles. And keep in mind we have a bye
yeah,
in between those games. So you
perfect.
know,
Good.
if we can't beat the really, if anything, the Chiefs game is the most important of those three because they're the one team uh in the AFC in that stretch that we might have to get through in the playoffs. So I really need
Yeah.
to see a good game from Allen and specifically our defense um
Hmm.
against Mahomes.
Yeah.
If we could go 2-1 though, then after that it's week 16, it's the Chargers who stink, then the Patriots who stink, and then the Dolphins who can't beat good teams. How would you say what do you think the chances are that the Bills could win the division now? The standings right now, the Dolphins are 7-3, we're 6-5. How confident do you feel that we can win the division?
Um. Uh, Honestly, like on a scale of 1 to 10, I think like a 4, because simply it's not based off of like how I think the performances or how these two teams are doing. I just think it's because it's too little, too late for us. I think we needed to take advantage of the easy part of our schedule, and we just didn't do that. Now it's 2 games behind Miami, I think, in terms of
I think
wins
it's
and
like one and a
losses.
half, yeah.
1.5
Two
games.
games in the loss column.
We have tiebreaker though, so that helps. But
Yeah.
I think if we beat the Dolphins, which we definitely can, it'll be close. But I mean, if we lose to the Dolphins, it's over. But if we beat the Dolphins, go 2-1 in the stretch, as we said, I think it's realistic, but it's still not likely, even if everything goes our way. so not really
Yeah,
too confident.
I agree. The Dolphins' schedule, they have it's Jets, Commanders, Titans, Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills. I think the
Mm,
Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills will all beat them, to be honest.
yeah,
Um, but Jets and Commanders and Titans all the Jets at this point are basically a free win. They're starting Tim Boyle, so and I don't
yeah.
think the Titans could beat them. I mean, I don't think the Titans. Yeah, I don't think the Titans could beat the Dolphins. Nor do I think the Commanders could beat them, who can't even beat the Giants. So
Mhm.
you're right. It looks like the Dolphins, realistically, as of now, could end up with 11 wins. It looks like we'd have to go. In order to match that, we'd have to go um 5-2, I think. No, five
Yeah,
and one.
five, 5-1. Yeah,
Yeah. So, that's a lot to ask for. Now, we do have if we could beat the Dolphins last game, Patriots and Chargers, those should all be wins, honestly. It's really about
yeah.
going 2-1 against the Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys. If we could complete that stretch above 500, though, I really actually do think our chances at this wild cards at this division um winning the division are pretty high. Okay. Now back to the Jets game. How would you say the Bills defense did at stopping some of the Jets' main wide receivers? And specifically, I think the and just on that note, I think the defensive line did a good job with sacking Wilson, putting pressure on him in the pocket, which really uh made him throw a lot of incomplete passes, just spike it on the ground. Yeah, how would you say our defense did again of stopping the Jets' main guys from doing well?
Um, Excellent, I would say, because as we know, the Jets, I mean, their fans like to talk a lot about how good their receivers are. I don't really buy it, but they do have good weapons. Like it's mainly Garrett Wilson who had,
Yeah, it's
I
Garrett
think,
Wilson.
9 yards. Like, what was his stat line? I think like nine
Garrett
yards or
Wilson
something.
in this game
Yeah,
had hold on. Garrett Wilson, 2 9 yards, yeah. 9 yards.
that's crazy. Yeah. So on that, whoever was on him, I think it was either Douglas. I don't know. Was Douglas free safety? Or maybe it was Benford. Whoever it was, just completely dominated him. Um, I, he was non-existent. Same with their entire offense. I just think that that gives me a little bit of confidence going into some of our later matchups where we have guys like well, I guess for the Chiefs, it's Travis Kelsey and then AJ Brown on the Eagles and
Yeah.
all that. It makes me confident that we can lock down number one wide receivers. So, makes me confident on that. I think it was a really solid performance from our corners and defense in general. I think.
Yeah. I think yeah, just looking at Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, the only guy on the Jets who really did okay against the
Brees Hall.
Bills. Brees Hall, yeah. So we did a great job just sacking Wilson, putting pressure on him. Great job stopping the wide receivers, the receiving guys for the Jets. Now, when you look at the Chiefs game and the Cowboys game and the Eagles game, specifically the Chiefs and Eagles, Mahomes and Hurts both are very good in the pocket and getting out of any pressure. You see Mahomes against the Eagles tonight. What do you think our defense could do to stop Mahomes? Like, how can we prevent him from just tearing us up again?
Um, So, as you said, these are two mobile quarterbacks. Mahomes isn't that mobile, but he's good at running.
He's
Hurts is
smart.
very mobile. Yeah, he's smart with his running. I just saw him scramble right now. Yeah, he's very good at that. And our defense line is known to be like not that great and like just overall like getting to what's it like mobile quarterbacks. I think we've had trouble in the past a little bit, but I think overall, if you take a look at last season, also when we played the Chiefs, I forgot what we did so well against Mahomes, but we pretty much limited him. We just played. I think the key to locking them up, these good teams, is to just play smart. Don't like blow coverages. Don't leave gaps for the running backs to run,
We got to
and
limit the
just
penalties too.
exactly, yeah. Penalties kill us a lot, and I think overall also just putting pressure on the quarterback because mobile quarterbacks, if you put pressure on them, then they're going to be forced to scramble and they might get nervous and they might get sacked or throw a pick. I honestly think that it's just up to us to, you know, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's up to us to really like put a smart game plan together.
I agree.
What? What?
I agree.
Wait, what happened? What happened? What happened?
Nothing, nothing. I
No, just tell me,
agree.
tell me, 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 tell
No,
me, tell me.
nothing, nothing. I
Wait,
agree.
that
Um, Against the Chiefs, yeah, we got to double team Kelsey, stop the run, really just pressure Mahomes. Hopefully, we could make him make some mistakes, get him out of his game. Maybe if we could get like an interception, if we could get like two interceptions, that's the key to stopping Mahomes. Um, yeah, I think I like our chances against the Cowboys, as I said. I even like it against the Eagles. I think the Eagles are kind of overrated a little. Um,
yeah,
Chiefs scare me a lot though, just because of Mahomes and you see what Kadarius Toney's doing and all these guys and all the other guys. So that whole team scares me. If we're gonna beat the Chiefs, I think we gotta we Allen needs to have like a great game, like 350 passing yard game. I think it's gonna be if we're gonna beat them, we need to score like 30 points, 30 plus points, because I don't
yeah.
think our defense will be able to stop them. Okay. Final thing to wrap this up. Who is a key player on offense and a key player on defense moving forward for the Bills this season?
Um, so I said Dalton Kincaid because, um, as our first round pick, he's throughout the season he's proved to be very crucial to us. He's had a really solid rookie year, I think, and he's been a great solid replacement to Dawson Knox. I think that um in the playoffs, usually great teams that win Super Bowls have great tight ends. Like you see Chiefs with Kelsey, the Patriots dynasty, Gronk, and even who else? Like the Eagles in 2017 with Zach Ertz. So Kincaid, I think in big games he's gonna show up big for us. Yeah, and then on defense, I'll go with how about Terrell Bernard because he's been like really solid, stepping in for an injured Matt Milano, who's our best defensive player, and he's been doing a great job at stepping in and just being really solid. And I think if he can keep that up throughout the rest of the season, we'll be good.
Yeah, I agree. For me on offense, I think I have to go James Cook just because you see the Eagles, you see the Chiefs, they have two good running backs there. The running the ball is just crucial to their offensive game. And we need to establish a good running game. And I think that is relying on James Cook. So that's my offensive guy. My defensive guy, I could go with two guys. I could go with Rasul Douglas and Von Miller. I'm gonna go with Von Miller because I think he really needs to start like be playing like the future Hall of Famer. He'll probably
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
If he could have like big games for the Bills, that will be crucial, especially in the next three games against a good three quarterbacks. So, yeah, that's my picks. All right, thank you everybody for listening to the sixth edition of our Buffalo Bills podcast. I'd like to thank Adrian and I'd like to thank the Jets for being bad. All right.
yeah, yeah.